Some stories don't become important because of what is said. They become important because of what is expected. And in the case of Princess Leonor, attention continues to grow not because of a single moment, but because of a future that is already defined. A future shaped by tradition, responsibility, and history. As the heir to the Spanish throne, Princess Leonor's journey has been closely followed for years. Every appearance, every milestone, every public step, and naturally, people begin asking questions about what her future role will look like. Not in terms of fear or emotion, but in terms of responsibility, preparation, and expectation. Today, we explore why Princess Leonor's future as queen is so closely watched, and what makes her path one of the most discussed royal journeys in Europe. Let's begin. Why her role attracts global attention. Princess Leonor is not just a royal figure. She is the heir to a constitutional monarchy. That alone places her in a position of long-term significance. People around the world follow her journey because it represents continuity, a future transition, a generational shift in leadership. And that makes even small milestones feel important. Because when someone is destined for a future role, every step matters. The weight of public expectation. From a young age, Princess Leonor has appeared in public settings designed to introduce her to responsibility. National celebrations, official ceremonies, educational milestones, military preparation. Each of these steps reflects structured preparation for the future. And naturally, public attention follows that structure. Because expectation creates interest, and interest creates visibility. Why education plays a key role. Education has been one of the most important foundations in her journey. Academic development, language learning, international experience, exposure to civic and institutional life. These elements are not just personal growth. They are preparation for a public role. And as her education progresses, so does public curiosity. Because people understand something simple. Preparation today shapes responsibility tomorrow. Military training and symbolic responsibility. One of the most discussed stages in Princess Leonor's path is her military training. This is a traditional step for heirs in Spain. It represents discipline, leadership understanding, institutional connection, and national service. For observers, it is one of the clearest signals of transition into adulthood and responsibility. Not emotional pressure, but structured preparation. Why people analyze every public appearance. Modern royal life is highly visible. Every event is photographed. Every appearance is recorded. Every moment becomes part of public discussion. And because of that, even small details attract attention. Posture, expressions, interactions, timing. But it's important to remember. Public visibility does not equal private interpretation. It only reflects what is seen externally. The role of family support. King Felipe and Queen Letizia remain central figures in her public journey. They appear together during important milestones. They participate in ceremonies. They support official transitions. This visible family presence often strengthens public interest. Because people naturally observe family unity during major life stages. And in Princess Leonor's case, that support is part of a structured and ongoing journey. Why her future is constantly discussed. There is a simple reason Princess Leonor remains widely discussed. Her role represents continuity of a monarchy. A future transition, a national institution evolving through time. People are not only watching a person grow, they are watching a future role gradually take shape. And that creates natural curiosity. The human side behind the role. Although her position is historical and institutional, it is still shaped by ordinary experiences. Education, family life, learning responsibilities, public appearances. Like any young person preparing for adulthood, her journey involves growth over time. But unlike most, that growth is visible to the public. And that visibility is what makes it widely discussed. Why people often misinterpret royal stories. Because royal life is highly structured, people sometimes assume emotional meanings behind public moments. But most appearances follow protocol, planning, tradition, and institutional expectations. What looks symbolic is often simply ceremonial. What looks emotional is often simply formal. Understanding this helps separate interpretation from reality. So why is Princess Leonor's future as queen so closely watched? Because it represents continuity, responsibility, tradition, and a carefully prepared transition into leadership. But beyond all speculation, one truth remains clear. Her journey is unfolding step by step, through education, preparation, and public responsibility. And that is what continues to capture attention around the world. Because sometimes, the most important stories are not about emotion, but about what comes next. End.